Hi, after so many months of dull trending for these games, it is the first time seeing people come back to Where Winds Meet. And look at the Steam chart, there's a spike after the Where Winds Meet 2.0 release. So this is very rare first time seeing this in my life, because the game has been down trending since the day one release until now, only spike out a little bit. So why people coming back? So is this time for people to return? And what is the challenge Where Winds Meet currently have? And is the spike really temporary, or if you go up, you go up to a certain extent? So let's see, is this time to coming back to Where Winds Meet? So remember a few months ago during the March time, there's a Hexy package release. So the whole Hexy package has caused Everstone to lose 40% of player base. Then during May 2 months ago, the developer released the Imperial Palace. So the whole Palace package, the developers is losing 30% of the player base. So these two packages alone losing 70% in total. So this is a disaster and proven the package is a little bit failure. A lot of people is leaving and the deal is merging, and there's not many new players. Even that time I'm planning to quit this game also because there's nothing to do, and the main quest line is very frustrating. You cannot skip the storyline, you need to watch through and waste a lot of time watching the thing you don't want. So you can look at my channels. A few weeks ago, I've been starting playing other games. So I already playing the Wuthering Waves. If you look at my channels, actually I'm starting to migrate from Where Winds Meet to another games, because these games it's really concerning. It's very concerning to me, the player base, because nobody want to play a downtrend dead game. But thanks to a few days ago, the release of Hidden Mountains really surprised me. I think it surprised everyone. So people are coming back. 30% of the players coming back to play this update 2.0. So let's see what's the reason people coming back and returning to this game. So will this spike continue? So the reason of people coming back isn't not only because of the golden release, and Everstone has changed a lot of things in the original Hidden Mountain release in the China server. So the global version is very different from the original China version for the Hidden Mountain. So the developer do a lot of tweaks, and Everstone has tuned the Hidden Mountain to fit the global audience taste. So what are our tastes as a global audience? So first is the freedoms given to us in the games, and second, there's a lot of things to do in this game already, and you're no longer very boring starting in the games for a very long time. And this Hidden Mountain updates, so it immediately gives you the color and the rock done immediately during the main quest. And the main quest is very short and very easy to do. So after finishing the main quest, you had your free time, you had your color ready, including all the inner way and all the builds fully there to let you enjoy and wandering the mountains without sticking to the storyline. And most important here, also there's one best inventions, very best invention released by Everstone. So these inventions change your life forever in Where Winds Meet. And I think this is the best thing that ever implemented into Where Winds Meet from this update. So what is this one? So this one is now you can skip the cutscene. You can one click skip the long talkings that you don't want to hear, you don't want to listen. It's very annoying. So now you can skip the main storyline very easily. And also you can press 1K button to skip part of the story you don't want to see. When you feel that story is very boring, press K to totally delete from your eyes. And if you accidentally start a conversation, you can skip by pressing the escape button also. And even in the reductions, which is the very boring procedure, you can skip also. So look at this one, the developers is started to little bit listen to the audience. And I think this is a hard decision from the Where Winds Meet to allow the story to skip, because this game is well known by the storyline. And Where Winds Meet is so popular in China because of the touching story and the heartbreaking story. And the developer is very proud to deliver their story that not everyone want to see the touching story. And the developer never think of this, some part of the audience don't want the story and they want combat. And in global audience, actually more than half of the players that don't actually watch the story, and they enjoy more on the combat and the PvP and also the martial art, including myself. Actually, I'm not quite enjoying the story after the Kaifeng. Of course, the Tinker and Kaifeng area, the story is very good. So after Hexy area, the story is just so I want to skip all the story, but the martial art is still nice. So the Hidden Mountains, it let you skip the main story as fast as possible and give you the goalless and the full build immediately, and release you from the main story so you can enjoy your combat and start practice your goal and do what you want. And also this update, the game received a massive boost in the graphics performance. The graphic is so nice, and remember back to June last month, developer in the China server, it released a new area called Jiangnan. So remember this Hangzhou Lake City. So the whole team is focusing how to improve the game's graphics. And the good news is that this technology, the developer has already migrated part of this technology into the Hidden Mountains and make it earlier available to the global audience. So the graphic really improved a lot. So look at the reflections. So the reflection from the sunlight is so real, so realistic, and it looks very nice. Actually today, before making this video, I've been playing for about 10 hours exploring the Hidden Mountains on my this 60-inch TV in front of you, 60-inch big TV. So I put it full screen, so the graphic is really so nice. And the map also has a lot of freedom because the developer gives you the lightness skill very early. You can unlock at level 2 of exploration. So you can unlock this skill within 15 minutes about doing some quests to push your exploration to level 2. The entry is very low to have this lightness skill. And look at this one, now in the mountains you can fly up to the high sky and jump down to the water, and even you can dive into the deep sea. So the height, even the vertical movement is so huge, so it gives a lot of new experience to the player. So now it gives you a lot of freedom, like in the Three Light Nationals, there's no longer moving the plain terrains. So instead of think of up and downs, there are a lot of hidden caverns. The explorations is quite interesting and giving a lot of surprise. There's a lot of new mechanics introduced into this game. The puzzles is actually use a lot of the brain power. It's no longer a repetitive actions and doing it, keep doing, and you don't feel like a repetitive grinding. There's like not a repetitions because all the puzzles require to use some brain power and find some items around the map. They lack of brain working and exercise, so you won't tired very fast. So overall, I am quite enjoying this Hidden Mountains. So let me know if you're enjoying also. So after watching this release and enjoying this release, so I think I'm going to play for a few months and see how is the game's performance. Then the other question is that will this trend continue to go up? So let's see. Because the Gauntlet is a one-time release, people come back maybe because of the Gauntlet. So what is the next after Hidden Mountain? Because the next is very important to make sure the game continue to positively grow out. If you look at the chronology, so the next release after the Hidden Mountains is the Qingzhou area. So these Qingzhou areas, so in the China server, it has a lot of negative comments from the CN player. A lot of CN players saying this is an incomplete work, it's a very rough work. A lot of people don't like this one. And the next martial art is this drum martial art. A lot of people don't use this one, and it has no wuxia feelings. So a lot of people think that after Hidden Mountain, this Qingzhou release is just another ordinary map. And in the CN server, it lost a lot of players from this Qingzhou's map release. So hopefully the developer can reject this one, and they must treat the CN release as the test ground and improve in the global release. And hopefully they can change what is best in the CN server and listen to the global audience and fine-tune the next release to meet the global audience demands. So the Hidden Mountains 2.0 release is the first move. So the Ever Store is no longer blindly copy and paste from the CN copy and paste to the global, because this will never work to the global audience. The case for global audience is different from the CN server, and the developer already started to know what to do for the globals, because this one is their first game. They are learnings, and they already start learnings and reflect what it is to the global server. And one important thing is, do you found any English typo error in this Hidden Mountain new release? Remember last time there's a lot of the typo errors, like the descriptions in the items and some important information has serious typo error, and it's very funny. Honestly, I haven't found any typo error in this Hidden Mountain release, so they are improving. Probably they have already terminated the old translator, which made a lot of errors, because typo error is a very low grade error. a reputable developer shouldn't make this mistake. This kind of small typo error it caused me to think like this game is less professional, because professionals don't make such a silly mistake. At least Hidden Mountain, I haven't seen any of the typo error. So final thoughts. So how the developer keep this up, because I like this game a lot. I believe if you're watching this video, you like the game also. So it's time to come back to test out this mountain. This Hidden Mountain is quite nice actually. Hopefully the developer keep this up and fine-tunes the new content to match the global audience needs. So that's all about videos. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. After so many long hours of gameplay, so it's time to do the size. Bye bye.